Welcome to Breaking News Wahala, the news trending. In a recent video that has gone viral on social media, sent to us here at Curio Talk, a young man was stripped naked and brutally flogged. Viewers, before we proceed with this news, the videos and images you're about to see are extremely graphic. Viewers' discretion is advised. My name remains Chimereze Henry Ahunaya, and I am your news anchor for this episode of Breaking News Wahala. If you are a first-time viewer or you're just stumbling on our videos due to, YouTube algorithm, Facebook or Instagram's algorithm, thank you for stopping by. This is Curio Talk, and we tell where news happening around the globe. Curio Talk starts now. Sorry viewers, your videos is going to start. So while editing this news episode, the video is so graphic that due to YouTube and social media community guideline, we have to shorten it. We are not going to post the full video because it's extremely graphic, and we don't want our page to be flagged as we are continuing to continue doing the good works for our LGBTQ community in Nigeria. So please, the video will not be completely posted in this video. You could go to your Telegram groups and go to your WhatsApp groups and look for the video if you really want to see that graphic image. Thank you and God bless. Thank you, viewers. Thank you for taking your time to watch that video. A recap of the news. A young queer man, a young gay man, was seen stripped naked, flogged by 3 individuals in a viral video. In short, the young man was heard screaming, Jesus, Jesus, as they said, make we take am go outside. Now, if you are not new to our YouTube channel, you understand that here we have told keto stories for half a decade. I myself and Mr. Kelechi Achafo, the founder of Curio Talk, have stood our ground against ketos and set up in the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and we are not backing down anytime soon. Now, this is my opinion. Yesterday we did a news which has circulated the internet. In short, on Instagram and Facebook, many had commented that my commentation on the news of the 18-year-old gay man who was asked to dance on the video, they say that my way of delivery was wrong. Now, I want to say something very clear. Curio Talk stands LGBTQ Nigerian community, and we are speaking truth to power, leaving no stone unturned. We are not here to water down the plight of LGBTQ persons living in homophobic countries. We are not here to tell you what will be pleasing. We are not here to be politically correct. We are here to give you facts, details, and reality. We are here to give you solution, and we are here to speak about the injustice a lot of queer persons have gone through and are going through. Now, I want to state this in this video, that in the last 3 years, starting from 2024, 2025, and 2026, at least one queer person has been aggressively, mercilessly being unalive in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. In our recent video, we talked about the late Abuja area mama, the late Hilary Thompson, and we also talked about the late Ibrahim. A lot of queer persons go through this ordeal, and many do not come out alive. So I will not sit on this chair, turn on this camera, and report this news without giving you the fact. I will not come here and tell you, as a gay person living in the Federal Republic of Nigeria, living in Ghana, or living in Uganda, and stay here and sugarcoat your reality and not tell you the truth. A lot of queer persons have been murdered. A lot of queer person has been mercilessly beaten. So safety is not a thing we should negotiate. Safety is not a thing we should downplay. And a lot of queer person downplay safety.
Welcome to Breaking News Wahala.
It is just less than a week.
Like I said, safety is not a thing that I will come here and downplay. Safety is not a thing that we should negotiate. A lot of queer person, at least one queer person each year, by this time, June, July, August, is either pushed from a two-story building, flogged to unalive, dragged on the street of Nigeria. We have recorded one where they tied a human being to a car and they began to move the car and the person was on the floor. So I will not sit down here. And after 5 years of consistent reporting, 5 years of intellectual research, 5 years of editing, 5 years of uploading and publishing, I will not come here and sugarcoat your reality. I will come here and tell you the fact. I have not in my 5 years seen a rich queer person brutalized. I have not in my 5 years seen a politician child brutalized. I have not in my 5 years seen a senator's son or daughter beaten. I have not in my 5 years seen a governor's son beaten or brutalized that is gay. Uzonna, the governor's son in Nigeria. Uzonna is abroad. Nobody can do that. To today, the whole Federal Republic of Nigeria sees her queer. In short, Uzonna had come out in one of his videos and was dancing to the Ghanaian transgender songwriter and human rights activist, my dear friend and colleague, Angel Maxine. He danced to "Your driver could be LGBTQ, your dealer could be LGBTQ, Jose Ome."
It's supposed to be nice. Your driver could be LGBTQ, your tailor could be LGBTQ, hairdresser could be LGBTQ, your plumber could be LGBTQ, your doctor could be LGBTQ, your teacher could be LGBTQ.
He danced to it, so Nigeria knows. So when I see people at the end of the whole day, when these queer persons have been napped, when these queer persons have been put into undisclosed location, you that is commenting, you that is behind the keyboard typing whatever you want to type, will not contribute to the GoFundMe. Activists will raise GoFundMe for queer people to be released, and the GoFundMe will be coming back with $50, $100. Are you guys serious? Activists will be warning the queer people in Nigeria, stop going about, stop going on those acts, delete your Grindr, delete your Jacks, delete your Facebook dating, stop it, just stick with one partner. You people will say no. And then you say, oh, don't blame the victims. My dear, I want to say in the last case we reported, the 18-year-old boy, he left his state in Bayelsa State all the way to another state that is more than 3 hours away from his state of origin or his state of residence. How will you live in a country that is very homophobic, a country that insecurity is everywhere? There is Boko Haram, left, right, Santa Fulani herdsmen everywhere, up and down, kidnapping up and down, and you at 18 years old child will leave his parents' house, will leave his school environment. He will leave his boarding school, a child who is supposed to be writing WAEC, a child who is supposed to be writing JAM, a child who is supposed to be writing NECO. When I was 18, I was not leaving Port Harcourt to go to Enugu, leaving Port Harcourt to go to Asaba, leaving Port Harcourt to go to Lagos, looking for prick. Somebody needs to tell you people the truth. You need to sit down. At 18 years, I was looking for admission. Either in River State Polytechnic, Uniport, looking for A levels, doing my undergraduate. At 18 years, I was not looking for prick. Please, we need to tell the Gen Zs, we need to tell the younger queer persons, one, that you need to focus on your future. If you must be safe in Nigeria, you must be of a person of intellectual caliber. You must either be a lawyer, be a politician, be an actor. You must be one timber and caliber in society. If you, as a queer person living in Nigeria, wants to make sure that your future, your tomorrow is safe, you must become a prominent person in Nigeria, so that when you walk out, you know that you are esquire, barrister, who will dare touch you. You are a judge, who will dare touch you. You are a policeman, who will dare touch you. You are a soldier, who will dare touch you. If you're a politician, who will dare touch you? It is because you're a nobody. That is why they will pick you up and they will arrest you like that. If you have this portfolio in your belt as a queer person, you will not be harassed. I say it with my full chest, and I'm all apologetic. A recap of the news and my final conclusion and contribution to this news. A queer person is beaten again. Every day we see this, and every day we report it. Every day there is a new case of keto and setup in Nigeria. But the question remains, what is the solution? A young boy was seen by 4 persons. I am not saying the 4 persons that are there. If those 4 persons have their job, they will not set time, put ring light, put camera, and begin to use bell. It is because the government has failed them. We know that. The NGOs has failed the community. We know that. You too, you have failed your own self too. Because if you were somebody prominent in society, that will not happen to you. That is number 3. Number 4, if you lived in a place where you had true activism, by now would have gotten justice, would have gotten a liberty. Because even in Ghana, as homophobic Ghana is, nobody can go into Ghana, drag out a Ghanaian, and begin to mercilessly flog a Ghanaian. As bad as Cameroon is, nobody will go to Cameroon, bring out a Cameroonian citizen, and begin to mercilessly flog them because they think that they are gay. Nobody will do that in Cameroon. As bad as Cameroon is, as bad as Uganda's law, anti-gay law is, which is death penalty. You will never go to Uganda and you will see a citizen bring out a fellow Ugandan and begin to mercilessly, but it is in Nigeria. If you go to, as a Nigerian, if you go to South Africa, you are nothing. As a Nigerian, if you go to China, you are nothing. As a Nigerian, anywhere in the world you go to, you amount to nothing, because if your government cannot even prioritize your life there in Nigeria as Nigerian citizen, why should any other person give 2 cents about you as a Nigerian? Your passport does not hold weight. Your president he has drug charges. Tinubu has drug charges. He came there to cool. And everybody is just, when you look at that country called Nigeria, when you look at Nigeria, you don't know where Nigeria. I saw a video that is upsetting me. I saw where people in a certain state came out to say they are voting for APC again.
I go double, me then double also, sha. Then I say I said I'm 30 BGs, so not 30 bottles, sha. Yeah, enjoyment gallery. Celebration confetti, celebration nini. I know who I be, and there's no other me. Money plenty, no fugazi, no confetti, no too party. I'm a bad guy, my designer waka waka, Balenciaga, I'm brother. You must stop coming scared. If you think your story is my story. I know who I be, I know who I be. Who am I? I'm a bad guy.
They are voting for APC again, and you want to sit down here and tell me that we should not be blamed. As corrupt as other African nation is, their corruption has not amounted to that of Nigeria. Nigeria has failed Nigerians, because nobody should carry a fellow citizen. And the police, the police in Nigeria, the Nigerian police see these videos, they do nothing. The Nigerian military see this video, they do nothing. The Nigerian government see these videos, they do nothing. And then you want me to sit down and not blame you, the victims, that have seen that your government don't care, your authorities don't care, and you too, you will not care about yourself. As a gay person living in Nigeria, let me tell you, look at me. I want you to look at me face to face, eyeball to eyeball, honesty to honesty, man to man. The only thing you can do for yourself as a queer person living in Nigeria is get out of Nigeria. Leave Nigeria unless you will exit it in a coffin. And my name remains Chimereze Henry Ahunaya. And this has been Breaking News Wahala. Stay tuned.